Okay, welcome to the first flight on SimRight Flight. This is my journey into flight simming. Everybody has that ultimate decision to want to learn how to fly eventually, and I'd say this is it for me. So certainly building up the confidence that when you are actually behind that yoke as captain, that you certainly have, you know, all the sort of familiarization with the things that need to be done and continue to actually improving the flight. So here we are at Venice Municipal Airport. We're going to make a short flight to Sarasota International, which is about 20 nautical miles away. And we have, our navigaph with us here, and we have our say intentions for flight calls. I really love that. And so we're going to start off here, So normally in an airport like this, you'd normally have space for you to navigate on your taxi, or where you don't necessarily need a pushback. Where we started off in, we have the individual right there on the tug, and if we decide to just move forward, we'll have our wings clip him. So let's see if we can actually do things right here, right? We do have say intentions. We can, although this airport might not have ground services, say intentions lets us have one. So let's see if we can switch on the battery here, get the system going, so we could get on the comms and look for ramp, which is 119.99. So we're just going to go ahead, power up with the battery, and let's see if we can get some ground services. Alright, let's get the avionics up, power 2. And there we go. Should I have that up there? So let's see if we can now start to. So tuning to 119. You're not going to see me use the mouse to move around a little bit, because I do have a radio here, the Logitech radio. So we're going to go to 119.99. And we're going to see if we can ask for pushback service. And that way we have the crew also clear the flight, right? Okay, here we go. Cockpit to ground, this is Cessna 4037 Echo requesting pushback service.
Nobody is listening on 124.85.
Ah, I thought I had that switched to 119.99, but I guess I didn't. So let's go to, once again, 119.990. And that's your co-pilot from say intentions there. So just to have you pick up all those errors, but here you go. Switch that to active, and we'll do that again. Cockpit to ground, this is Cessna 4037 Echo requesting pushback right service.
Ground to cockpit, good afternoon. Tug is on its way.
Alright, so there you see the tug is coming. They're going to ask us to release the handbrake. I'll just go ahead and do that right
Ground
off the
to cockpit, bypass pin inserted. Just let me know when you're ready to start the pushback.
So release the handbrake and we'll let them know we're ready to go. Cockpit to ground, ready for pushback. And Normally they'll do a pushback service for an airline.
Ground to cockpit. All right, please release the parking brake, starting pushback.
And so I've already released the parking brake. So you'd only see them do a pushback for an airline where they would also ask you
Ground to flight deck, cleared for engine start in sequence.
There you go, the engine starting sequence. So we'll go ahead and do the same things here. We'll turn on our strobes, turn on our things, you know, in preparation. We'll go ahead and, yes, we have the fuel shut off. In the right position. Throttle to rich. Make sure we have our mixture to rich, throttle to, there we go, idle right there, as they have us all pushed back, and they'll let us know when that's all done. I have us all right. There we go. So puts us in a position where we'll be ready to taxi off of runway 23. So
Ground to flight deck, pushback complete. Please ensure parking brakes are set. Standing by for confirmation of good engine start and report when ready for disconnect.
So we'll just have him move out, and you know, that way we can get the engine started. Cockpit to ground, ready for disconnect. Cessna 37 Echo.
All right, we're disconnecting now. Stand by.
All right, there you go. And
Ground to flight deck, bypass pin removed. We've disconnected and crew is clear. You're good to go. Have a great flight and see you soon.
Thank you, ground. Cessna 37 Echo. So there you go. Disconnected, cleared, way out of the way. So when we're moving, we don't have any problems. So I started at starting sequence. I had all the
Ground to cockpit. The tug is already disconnected.
excellent. So I had all these lights on. Cockpit to ground. Confirm crew clear. So just making sure that they know that we've confirmed that the crew is cleared. So what we're going to do here is we have everything on, you know, all our strobes. We're going to get the engine ready to start off. We're going to hit the engine pump right now for 5 seconds, turn that off, and just go ahead and turn the magnetos to full position. Should have that start off. Excellent. I did not think I had the path on. I would turn that off next time, but I don't think it's going to be taking me to the right runway. So I'm looking for a runway 32. It actually might be, so that'll be a good thing. But a little bit familiar with this airport, so it's and when I say familiar, I've done it about 10 times. It's normally fun to, especially if you're going to do VRF, to understand these airports. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to get all our radios dialed in. We have AWAS here, since this is a Class G airport. So let's just go ahead and switch into that. That's 119.275. Let's take that ground and just move up real quick, because that was 275. We'll see if we can get that. Then we'll also get, while we have that up, we'll have departure lined up, and we'll also have our advisory frequencies, which is the CTAF, all lined up. I normally like to do all the weather channels on COM2, so let's go ahead and do that. So if I go ahead and put the weather AWAS on COM2 in the bottom, was 119.275, and that lets us, really make good use of switching over, having everything prepped, minimizing the number of steps you have to do. So that's there. We're going to line up, we're going to enter that in for COM2, and while we're at it, we know we're going to have to listen to the AWAS at the airport. So looking at our details for Sarasota, pull up the charts, go to info, pull up comms, and they might have ADIS or an AWAS in this place, and that's it. ADIS, AWAS, all in the same. Probably it's not a fully functional weather service where it's ADIS all day, so they just have a day sauce available. So we'll do that and tune that up for 124.375 on comms 2. So we have 124 there, and we're gonna move in to 124.375. There we go. So we have that all lined up, and we wanted to get the CTAF right for our departure. So that's 122.725. Let's go ahead and tune that in. 0.725. Let's go back the other way. Excellent. We'll go ahead and switch that over, and at the same time, like I said, we'll go ahead and get the departure, which is 118.8 on here. So we'll go to 118.800. So there we go. So we have CTAF, we also have our advisory. We've pushed back and it started. Everything looks good, right? And we'll contact departure once we go out. So let's go ahead and release the parking brakes. There we go. And put some detail out for Venice traffic. There we go. Alright. We're heading out.
Beechcraft 296 Lima Yankee, clear of runway 4.
Venice traffic, this is Cessna 4037 Echo, taxiing to runway 23. Slow that up a little bit. So let's go ahead and keep to the runways here. Runway 23. The bane of Microsoft. Let's go ahead and avoid that bump right there. But runway 23 should actually be on the other side, so let's just go for a ride. And obviously I have that butt kicker rumbling as well, and using a Duff P6, and it really all helps with the immersion. So there we go. It had me taxi to runway 31, I believe. Oh, 13. Yes. So my instincts were correct with regards to where runway 32 was. So we're going to ignore those lights, those path, and I'm now going to take you actually to runway 23. I should have obviously pulled up the charts for here, which would have made it much easier, and this mistake wouldn't have happened. But let's taxi. Actually practice a little bit on holding that center line on the taxi, right, and keeping that taxi speed right. Okay. Oh, small errors on the ground mapping for this airport, but
Cessna 3039 Lima departing runway 4 downwind departure to the south.
once again, that's why it's important to make sure you look at your taxiing charts for the airport. And I feel those bumps when I actually go over them. The Duff Reality device actually kicks in, kicks up. There we go. Good job on that center line. Just the way I want it. There we go. So, runway 23. Since we're self-announcing, there's no tower here. We'll go ahead and announce that, you know, we've completed a taxi and we're lining up on runway 23 for departure. Venice traffic, this is Cessna 4037 Echo, holding short of runway 23. Taxi complete. Lining up on runway 23 for departure. Conflicting traffic, please advise. And that was just me looking out to see if there's any oncoming traffic. I realized with a couple of videos that I need to actually steady my head with these videos so they're smooth and you don't have those jarring head movements. We'll work on that in other videos. So we're lining up right here. Quick look at that windsock. Has about 3 knots, which is the first band. Slightly to the west, but more of a headwind, I would say. So let's go ahead, and we're getting ready. We had that, should have had the taxi lights on. It's daytime, but it's normally good to have on. So I'd go ahead and turn off the taxi light, turn off that landing light, still leave my strobe in place. For takeoff, sometimes it's recommended to have your pump on, you know, just in case you have any issues. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that on. We'll cut that off after we've taken off. Go ahead and announce once again for traffic as we're about to take off. Finish traffic. This is Cessna 4037 Echo, departing on runway 23. Conflicting traffic, please advise. Alright, so we're going to move into 10 degrees flaps. And there we go. That little rumble as well. So we're gonna keep this in place, and I'll get rid of these notifications, but they definitely come in handy, and as part of the journey you're probably going to see that change in a couple of more videos. But we're gonna get full throttle here. Everything in the green. Rotate is 55, and we're going to rotate right off the bat, keeping a 7-degree tilt right there for VY of about 75, but it will get to about 80 at this tilt right here. Normally the best. We have a lot of space, and at 300 feet off the runway, from the runway, we're going to retract our flaps, you know, pulling back on that back pressure to avoid the head dropping down. So we're about there. So traps reflected, put it back, retract it, pull it back. We're reaching about 500. We'll announce departing the traffic pattern as we turn right. Finish traffic. This is Cessna 4037 Echo, departing traffic pattern for runway 23, turning right, conflicting traffic, please advise. Keeping a lookout, we're currently at about 85. We want our bank angle to be about 15. So, but you know, we're not really pushing it for a rate 1 turn, but we'll try and keep it there as we continue to ascend. We're going to look for 1,600 going in, and now that we've actually departed, as we're still rising, we could actually reach out to departure and let them know. So let's go ahead and switch, since we already have that all lined up. Tampa departure. This is Cessna 4037 Echo on VRF flight to Sarasota Airport, requested flight following. So we have that there, still keeping that descent, that
Cessna 37 Echo, squawk 3567 and ident.
Squawking 3567 on the box. So
Cessna 37 Echo, radar contact. 2 miles west of Venice Municipal Airport at 1500 feet.
There we go.
Venice altimeter 29.88.
29.88. Cessna 37 Echo. So let's go ahead. We're maintaining about 1,600 feet. We'll go ahead and change that altimeter, so you know we're properly cleared from landing. At this time, let's go ahead and start listening to ATIS, and we can pull back on this. It's trending red as we try to keep about 100 miles, 100 nautical knots, 100 knots. So see, head up. Let's pulling back, so slightly keep that in the green. And for the nose up attitude, there we go. Let's start trimming off, and let's, like I said, let's switch to ATIS. We're there, and COM2.
RT, Information Tango. 0553 Zulu.
Biplane
Wind
11 Bravo
calm.
Charlie Squawk 0315, switch to
10.
135.4.
Sky conditions.
Squawking
clear.
0315, switching to 135.411.
Dew
Bravo
point
Charlie.
Altimeter 299er1. Density altitude 1000 feet. Arriving and departing runways 3222. Advise on initial contact, you have Information Tango.
So made sure I actually had my
Sarasota
transponder
Bradenton
on
International
there.
Airport. Information Tango.
That's why you normally go through a checklist.
0553 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 23. Dew point 21. Altimeter 299er1. Density altitude 1000 feet. Arriving and departing runways 3222. Advise on initial contact, you have Information Tango.
So,
Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. Information Tango. 0553 Zulu.
yes, information
Wind calm.
tango.
Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 23. Dew point 21. Altimeter 299er1. Density.
So it says 29901. We would find out what the
553 Zulu.
tower
Wind
says.
calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 23. Dew point 21. Altimeter 299er1. Density altitude 1000 feet. Arriving and departing runways 3222. Advise on initial contact, you have Information Tango.
So that's information tango again. So let's make sure we have everything. And it did say the altimeter was 29.9 or 2, or 299 or 2. The decimal is impaired. Here. So we're still flying about 1600 feet. It's a lovely sunny day in Florida. And this is what a flight normally feels like, you know. We've all been on planes. It doesn't mean that there are no choppy flights, but they are. And the good thing is you can set your turbulence level with this if you want to really experience those jarring up and downs. And I actually love to do that because I'd rather normally have the experience of bad weather and really trying to keep that plane in place. But preparation is important. So as we move from the sea to the land, you're going to see a lot of updrafts. And what I normally like to do is make sure I start trimming down, right, and reducing that speed. So we
Cessna
can-
37
there
Echo.
we go.
I need to amend your flight. Can you tell me your destination?
Tower, we're getting to Sarasota, Cessna 37 Echo.
Waco 432 Delta Echo, cleared for the visual runway 9er report, 3 mile final.
Cleared visual runway 9er report at
And that's because
3432
we
Delta
came
Echo.
into the
Cessna 37 Echo, Roger. Sarasota is your destination. Continue heading 345.
continue heading 345, Cessna 37 Echo. And at some point, I'm hoping they have me...
Cessna 37 Echo, own navigation.
Tower requesting landing inbound for Sarasota. So we're trying to see if we could request inbound.
Cessna 37 Echo, unable to accommodate landing at U.S. Air Center. Available runways are 32 and 22 at Sarasota.
Cessna 37 Echo requesting inbound landing for Sarasota International.
Cessna 37 Echo, cleared for approach runway 22 at Sarasota International. Winds 135 at 3, altimeter 29.88.
Cleared for approach on runway 22. Altimeter 29.88. So that's what we were on. So we're going to stay there. Now they did say runway 22. We're going to maintain at 700 feet. We are pretty close to the airport. It's right out there. I'd say we're about 5 miles away, so we definitely want to, our speed is low. We'll cut back on that throttle as we come in, and let's pull those runway charts out. Let's see what we have. So runway 22. That's runway 32. Right there. Runway 22 is there. Right, so we're gonna join in at a 45-degree angle. So we're cleared for their approach. And let's see if we can ask for clearance. Sarasota approach. This is Cessna 37 Echo requesting landing clearance for runway 22. So we're getting to about pattern height, which is roughly about 1,000 feet for this airport. And 32, that's the one.
United 540 traffic alert at your 3 o'clock.
Right
5 miles same altitude. Advise when in sight.
Looking for the traffic, United 540.
Seneca 2 Tango Foxtrot. Proceed direct to Zabco for the ILS runway 32 approach into Sarasota.
Tampa departure, Diamond 124 Papa Tango, climbing through 4,000 for 4,000.
So keep that at 80, just while we look to join that traffic pattern right there. I normally recommend you are half a nautical mile away. So let's do this. Sarasota approach. This is Cessna 37 Echo entering downwind for runway 32. So I think that's good. As we look to enter that pattern right now, 45 degrees.
Cessna 37 Echo. Correction. You are cleared for approach runway 22 at Sarasota International. Winds 135 at 3. Altimeter 29.88.
Entering downwind for runway 32, Cessna 37 Echo. Confirmed cleared for runway 32. Altimeter 2988. Alright, so that's that. So let's see if we can get this to so, isn't that interesting? So I'm now cleared for runway 32. So I think what will happen is we would do a right hand join for runway 32. Right. Sarasota approach, this Cessna 37 Echo making a right hand join for runway 32. Isn't that interesting? So hopefully fix the and that's runway 32 right there, so that's Sarasota approaches Cessna 4037 entering our right base leg for runway 32. Alright, so let's slow this down a little bit more. And we can go to flaps 1.
Delta 1316, contact tower 118.3, good night.
Tower 118.3, good night, Delta 1316.
Monsoon 77 Alpha Golf. Climb and maintain 4500 feet.
Climbing to 4500 feet, Monsoon 77 Alpha Golf.
Let's go ahead
Monsoon 77 Alpha Golf, VFR altitude.
and pull another flap here and start dialing back, because that was a little bit too fast, but let's keep a nose up attitude. Just to have our 400 feet descent rate, and we're looking good here. Coming in at 65. These should change to blue, although preferably they want you to be at 60. There you go, which is weird for me. Increase the speed, so we really maintain that 50, 60 knots. Go ahead and cut this off. And there we go. And up 50 as expected. And we'll go ahead and vacate the runway. To the right. And we'll hold right here. Sarasota approach, Cessna 37 Echo, vacated runway 32.
Cessna 37 Echo, contact ground on 121.9er for taxi instructions.
Contacting ground on 121.9 for taxi instructions. So that's right up there, real quick. With say intentions, having it pre-configured. We're going to switch to ground, and then we'll have a chance to look at this when we're done. See those little corrections and see if there's anything we can fix. Sarasota ground, this is Cessna 4037 Echo. Good afternoon, requesting taxiing to General Aviation Small Parking.
Cessna 37 Echo, taxi to General Aviation Parking via Charlie 5 Charlie. Have a good day.
Taxi to General Aviation via Charlie 5 Charlie. Have a good day. So Charlie 5 Charlie, let's look at this right here. See if we are actually on this map. Alright. So here we are. That's Charlie.
Gulfstream 671 Golf Sierra, hold short of taxiway Delta traffic crossing. Hold and short of taxiway Delta Gulfstream 671 Golf Sierra.
So, I don't even know what the General Aviation parking they gave me right here. So let's see if we can ask for progressive taxiing so we just don't get lost. Sarasota ground, this is Cessna 37 Echo requesting progressive taxiing to General Aviation Parking, small. So with that, there we go.
Cessna 37 Echo, taxi to General Aviation Parking via Charlie 5 Charlie. Progressive taxi path lights activated.
Taxi to General Aviation via Charlie 5 Charlie. Thank you. Cessna 37 Echo. So those were it. So we were in the right spot, and it was Charlie, but I didn't know whether it was a left
Cessna
or a
37
right.
Echo, you're welcome. Have a great day.
A right to make on Charlie, and I don't actually know where this parking is. Oh, it's right in front of us, which is different from where I'd normally park. So, good thing. Well, there we go. We have ground crew waiting for us. A lot of small aviation parking lots here at this airport. I don't think I've ever parked here, so that's great. Some times it would make me actually cross the runways. There we go. So right here, parking lights parking brakes were on. Forgot to either have my landing and my lights on. Forgot to turn off the fuel pump. Welcome to those, right? So we're gonna head. See, we had our landing and taxiing lights on.
Cherokee 215 X-ray Papa, hold short of taxiway Alpha, waiting for departing traffic. Holding short of taxiway Alpha, Cherokee 315 X-ray Papa.
So we're just gonna go ahead and
American 2264, heavy push and start approved, tail southwest.
start shutting down.
Push and start approved, tail southwest, American 2264 heavy.
There we go. Everything's off. Back and brake, and we're gonna slowly pull back here. And there we go. Turn this off. Everything on. Go ahead and hit the cutoff and turn off. Apply it. Thank you for joining in on this flight. Hopefully do it again, and make sure we have all our call-ins appropriate. There we go. There we go.